Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Political Brown Kid here. I want to talk to you today about just dating, because of course I'm a single man now. And it is, I tell you, spring is getting ready to come around. It is just getting harder and harder to just find someone to be with. Just as far as whether you're just looking to kick it or just long-term relationship, whatever it may be. And I'm not a horrible looking guy. I guess I'm pretty average, and that's the problem. When you're an average guy, I'm telling you, the dating apps are merciless. And that's really what I want to talk about is just trying to date on dating apps. It is very not good. Um I think the biggest problem with the dating apps, and I hate to put this on you ladies, because I know the ladies have their opinions and the ladies have their frustrations with dating apps. But their frustrations are totally different from guys' frustrations. Their frustrations are, oh, guys only want to have one night stands. I met somebody online and we got together, we hooked up, he hit it, and then I haven't heard from him since. That's pretty much their experience. Or, maybe the guy that they are trying to talk to is, immediately jumping into the sex realm. But that in lies the problem, and so I understand what your women's frustrations are, but you have to look at it and say, well, maybe I'm a horrible chooser. And that's the problem with the dating apps and dating period, because women are the ones who initiate or control short-term relationships. Men control long-term relationships. I've been saying that forever. Women choose who gets their foot in the door. So what women do is they're choosing wrong. They're choosing, of course, the guy who's an 8 or 9 or 10. He has everything together. He has the chiseled body. He has the perfect face. And those are the guys that they're choosing. And then they wonder why it goes wrong. But they're not choosing, the regular or average guy. They're not giving us, and I'm going to put myself in that category because I know I'm in that category. They're not giving us a chance at all. And again, I've tried several dating apps, tried several of them, and I've just now started to get off of them because what I'm finding is that, you know, you have to swipe on at least 400 women just to or at least me. That goes to show you how horrible I look, possibly. I had to swipe on 400 or 500 different women just to get one to respond. And that one may be somebody that I find attractive. Or I have to send out 400 or 500 different messages. And do you know how much work it is? Because of course women are saying, have you read my profile? So of course you have to read. Women aren't reading profiles, I'm pretty sure. They're not reading 400 and 500 different profiles, but men, we have to go through a bunch of profiles. And then they want us to read every single profile. And then we have to initiate the conversation. So then, therefore, you probably have to initiate conversation with 400 or 500 different women. So you're typing 400 or 500 different times just to see if you can get one or two responses. And that's because being an average guy, and I'm just speaking here now for the average guys, the women aren't even checking for you. They're putting you at the bottom of the application pile. And they're working from order of priority. They're working from the 9, the 10s to the 9s to the 8s. And that's how they do. And that's how they're responding. And then if all else fails, and if they get desperate enough, then they come down to the 5s and say, okay, let me respond to him because he may be available. And maybe, if I don't want to be totally alone, so I'll give him a shot. And that's what I'm finding. The other thing that I'm finding with the problem that I have with women's profiles, and I'm just trying to give you ladies a tip. I'm not trying to beat you up, so please don't take this in a totally negative way. Please take it as constructive criticism. But the women are very braggadocious. And also, their profiles are negative. Their profiles are either very negative or they're very braggadocious. And what I mean by that is this. So when you list, at least for my profile, I can't speak for other men, but my profile says, okay, I'm this, I like this type of music, I like this, I like doing this, I like doing that. and I get in and out, and and here's my background. This is what I do. This is what I am, and if I have kids and all that other stuff. The women's profiles are, you know, I don't want this, and if you do this, don't do that. If you can't speak English, don't talk to me. If you don't know how to use the words there, or there, don't talk to me. If you don't know the difference between TO2, TOO2, and TWO2, don't talk to me. If you're in a situation, don't talk to me. If you're in it, and it's just a bunch of lists of things that they don't want. I would recommend women just list what you like, who you are, and what you like. And that is it. You can find out the rest as you get into conversations with individuals. I would not start listing all of that other stuff. The second thing that I'm going to say is that in regards to being braggadocious is, the one thing I find is this. I found that women like to do several things. All of the women that I'm looking at online have something in common. They either all of them in their profile say, I love to laugh. And I'm just kind of like, well, who doesn't love to laugh? I mean, do we really have to write that? But every woman's profile says, I love to laugh. I love to laugh. Can you make me laugh? I love to laugh. It's just that's in every woman's profile, that they love to laugh. The other thing that's in women's profiles is, I'm a traveler. So all of these women are Marco Polos. There are Marco Polo out here. I love to travel. They are Christopher Columbus and Marco Polo. I am a travel. I love to travel. I travel. If you don't got your passport, don't talk to me. So there they go with the negative. And also it's braggadocious. Just saw a woman's profile. I've been to 6 continents and 45 different countries. Okay, fine. But these are the women, because I've talked to one, actually talked to one on the phone, and she actually put me down because I hadn't been to Switzerland. She was like, you've never been to Switzerland? You've never been here? And it was just kind of like, well, and again, it kind of goes to, when people use that, I hate using that word hypergamy. I hate it. I hate using cliche words, but it kind of goes to that. When women travel to 6 countries, they expect you to travel to 9 countries. If you've been to Australia, they expect you to go to Australia 3 or 4 times. So I'm finding that in the profiles where they love to laugh, they love to travel. There's one app that they'll ask women, if you had a superpower, what would it be? And almost all of the profiles that I looked at, all of the women, it had something to do with traveling. That superpower. It was either to be able to teleport themselves, so they could visit all of the continents, and they even said that they have teleporting superpowers. They wanted time travel superpowers, or the ability to fly. It was something in the realms that would allow them to travel. And so those are like 2 of the big things that's women in women's profiles. They love to laugh, and they're big travelers. Okay, that's fine, but I don't think that if you're looking for a man, why does he have, why put that stipulation on him that he has to be as big of a traveler as you are? Because the only person that's going to be able to fit that bill is going to be Sean Puffy Combs, or, some celebrity that's going to be traveling is that much. Because the typical human being, yeah, they may take a trip a year, but they're not going to be, they probably don't really have the time to be traveling all like that. They're about making money and doing other things. But, I'm just saying that. And then also, too, another thing is, now women have discovered the power, I guess because of social media and whatever, but they've discovered the power of the gym. And I'm not there's nothing wrong with going to the gym. I'm not beating up on the gym. We all go I shouldn't say we all go to the gym, but yeah, people are going to the gym more because now the new thing is health as well. But it's like everyone has to take a picture of themselves in the gym. I don't need to see your gym pic. I mean, it's like that's a subtle way of people bragging. Also, the subtle way of people bragging online too in their dating profiles is they want to show you a picture of them underneath the Eiffel Tower in Paris. They want to show you a picture of them in Switzerland, or them in Holland, them on safari in Africa. They post these pictures to let you know that, yeah, I'm a person out and about town. It's a subtle way of bragging. And also the other subtle way of bragging too, as I've stated, is to throw pictures of them posting themselves, taking a picture of themselves in the mirror in the gym. You're supposed to be in the gym working out. I don't need to see your pictures of you in the gym. You can, if you want to show me a picture of you in your tight workout pants and your nice outfit, fine. But I don't need to see you with your little fitness gloves, your little weightlifting gloves, and your little baseball cap. I get it. You work out. But then too, here it comes again with I hate that word hypergamy, but it's true. They'll put this in their profile. I'm a big fitness person. If you're not fit and if you don't work out and if you're not hitting the gym and if you don't have a six pack, then don't talk to me. It's a bunch of it's always, if they're into something, they want you to be doubly, you have to not on like playing poker. You have to meet them and then you have to raise them. I'll meet your gym workout and I'll raise you. I go to the gym. You go to the gym 4 times a week. I go 8 times a week. So those are the things that you just look at in the dating profiles. And these dating apps, it's for a person, again, like I say, if you're just an average guy, maybe it's just me, baby. I'm just that horrible looking. Could possibly be. But it's like when you're just striking out and you're not having any luck. It's very frustrating because the women are not going to be initiators. They're just not. So you're going to have to do all of the legwork. You're going to have to log into the apps. You're going to have to click on like. And it's not just enough to click on like and expect them to like you back. You have to send a message saying, hey, how you doing? And then they don't just want any message. They want the message to be captivating. You just can't say, hello, so-and-so, how you doing? They want you to send them something captivating that show that you read their profile and you understand them and that you can be kind of witty. You kind of draw them in. But when you meet a woman in person, my experience has been, because I've always, even though I'm an average guy, I've always been able to get some nicely attractive women. I just have. But in that process, I've always gotten them, for the most part, in person. And that's because when you meet someone in person, it's a whole different vibe. Really meeting somebody in person, that's kind of like a mini first date. Because if you meet someone online, here's also the other thing too, guys. When you meet a woman online, you're looking at her pictures. And a picture can be more enhanced and more visually appealing than in real life. And I'm just being honest, as a person who buys homes, as a person who's bought several homes, I'm telling you, if you go onto a real estate website and start looking at pictures of a house, and then you actually go visit that house, a lot of times you'd be like, man, this house looked a lot better in the pictures. And that's because once you start taking pictures, you can take pictures at various angles. You can take pictures, you can just fluff a picture up, and that camera has a particular lens on it that shows it in high definition. It just scrubs that house and makes it look so much better. And then when you see it in person, you're going to be let down. And that happened with me as well. I met someone online and she didn't turn to be what I wanted her to be. And so therefore that relationship just ended immediately. But when you meet someone in person, you already see the real them. They see the real you. So if that person gives you their number, you know that they're at least physically intrigued. They may not, they're physically intrigued. They're like, I've seen him. I've seen him in person. His size is okay. His face is okay. His appearance is okay. He passed one test to get my number. And that's also the other thing, because online, they're going to want to text with you for about 4 or 5 or 6 days before they feel comfortable enough giving you their number. But in real life, you're going to get the number immediately. Also in real life, that's like an initial date. That's like a pre-date, right? If you meet somebody in line, whether you're meeting them in the convenience store, grocery store, in Home Depot, wherever you're meeting them at, that's a preliminary date. You get to talk, you're in person, you may walk with each other for a few minutes. You get to kind of get into certain conversations and you get to feel their energy. You get to see their nonverbal cues. You get to pick up on a lot of things about that individual that you don't get to pick up on when you're texting. And so they can pick up on things as well. And also the other thing too about meeting someone in person is a lot of times the person that you meet and the person you may get with, that person has probably seen you. It may be somebody you've met on your job or somebody in one of your circles, whether it's a professional circle, a fraternal circle, or whether it's a social circle of friends. That person has probably seen you a few times, and there's going to be a trust because women have to build up that. If you look, there's a difference. If you're a 9 or 10, if you're a guy that's, like a 8, 9, or 10, then, and I'm talking about like your Lance Grosses or your Leonardo DiCaprios, right? If you're one of those guys, you're automatically going to get numbers. But if you're a guy that's a regular guy, like myself, I include myself in that category. If you're a regular guy, a woman may not immediately gravitate towards you, but if she starts seeing you every day on a day-to-day basis and she sees, oh, he's good with kids, or he's a good father, or he's just, maybe he doesn't have kids, but he's good around kids. He's good, interacting with people. I see the way he interacts with people and people respect him or people like him, and she gets to start seeing, your personality and start seeing you in a day-to-day setting. She becomes comfortable and say, I can see myself with that guy. And then she starts liking you as a 4 or a 5, and she starts saying, hey, he's a 4 or 5, but hey, I can work with him because he has these other characteristics that brings him up to about a 6, 7, or an 8. And I can live with that. And maybe it's your ambitions, maybe it's the way you talk, maybe it's, what you do and how you move, or maybe it's just your aura and your energy and how other people feed off of you. But these are the things that, make in-person meetups or in-person relationship developments better than meeting on a dating app. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope you liked this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe. Also let other people know. Please share, like, and subscribe. So this is the Political Brown Kid. I hope you have a good day. And if you're out there dating, happy hunting.